Our focus at 5 on downtown Louisville today. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg revealing the first project to receive funding from the Downtown Building Conversion Program. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. That program is trying to bring people back to downtown Louisville's Central Business District with an emphasis on housing.
WHAS11's Gabriel Gonzalez tells us more about this project and the mayor's new plea to a certain type of business.
The first project of the Downtown Louisville Conversion Building Program is bringing 106 new apartments to the Fiscal Court building, and the mayor says this is positive for downtown Louisville.
This is an important investment. Thriving downtowns have more people living in them than Louisville does today, and this is going to continue our work to get thousands of more people living in downtown Louisville to ensure it's active, not just during business hours, but all week long.
Mayor Craig Greenberg is hoping the new makeover inside the Fiscal Court building will give downtown Louisville the push it needs to keep up with other major cities. It's a $28 million project funded mostly by the state.
And by transforming this Louisville landmark building, which is a National Historic Site, we're going to continue to preserve our city's architectural heritage while adapting to modern uses.
Inside the building, you'll find studio, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom units. It'll also have shared living spaces, a fitness room, and other community-focused features. But this program doesn't come without its challenges. The mayor addressed concerns about downtown Louisville being a food desert.
Let me be very clear to every grocery store operated in the city, in the state, in the region. We want you downtown. Louisville Metro government will help make a grocery store happen downtown.
The mayor said this is only the beginning of projects like this one. There are 19 applications in the pipeline to convert other buildings around the downtown area. In Louisville, Gabriel Gonzalez, WHAS 11, on your side.
And once construction starts later this year, completion is looking around 2 years. The other downtown revitalization projects include the reimagining of the Belvedere, the repurposing of the Louisville Gardens as a film soundstage, to name a few.
Right here tonight, members of the National Guard are on standby in Los Angeles for any more signs of protests, the ones we've seen the past few days.
President Trump has also deployed Marines to the city, responding to demonstrations that began on Friday against immigration raids. Now, business owners and residents are cleaning up after those protests. Right now, National Guard troops are posted outside some federal buildings. Gavin Newsom posting, the governor, of course, on X that U.S. Marines shouldn't be deployed on American soil, facing their own countrymen to fulfill the deranged fantasy of a dictator president. This is a un-American president. Trump has called California's elected officials incompetent, even saying the governor should be arrested.
If we didn't get involved, right now, Los Angeles would be burning, just like it was burning a number of months ago with all the houses that were lost.
Well, the mayor is saying that the violence is not as widespread as the president has suggested. She says she will meet with the police chief to consider implementing a curfew, but says the unrest is due to a few bad actors.
In solidarity with the Los Angeles protesters, the scene in Louisville. About 200 local protesters took to the streets here in Louisville last night. They gathered on the steps of Metro Hall first to show their support, and then they marched through parts of downtown Louisville in the evening hours. Their message: stand up against what they're calling a dangerous federal crackdown.
We're all one family, and you know, the old saying is injustice for one is injustice for all, right? And if we don't stand up, if we don't say something, if we don't fight back, then we're all going to lose.
As for the march through the city, Metro Police tell us there were no issues with the local protesters. According to ABC News, similar rallies happened in at least 15 other U.S. cities, including New York, Chicago, and Atlanta. Together, We Will, a Louisville activist group, shared its upcoming protest plans for this Saturday, part of the nationwide Day of Action.
And also here at 5, former U of L basketball star Russ Smith is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow on charges of DUI, arrested in the Highlands over the weekend.
Also tonight, for the very first time, Russ Smith is reacting to his arrest and charge of DUI over the weekend. It comes as many people are also asking the question, how can he be charged with DUI when he blew below the legal limit into a breathalyzer?
WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg has the answer to that question.
This intersection is where it all went down for former U of L basketball star Russ Smith early Sunday morning. Baxter Avenue and Highlands Avenue. Pulled over by Metro Police, Smith was driving his Maserati in the Highlands. Police say he made an illegal U-turn and was driving with expired plates. They say Smith also blew a .073 in the breathalyzer. That's below the legal limit of .08. For the first time, he's sharing his side of the story since he was arrested for DUI. Smith posting a tweet with a statement from his attorney, Steve Romines, claiming he did nothing wrong. It says in part, quote, despite the fact that his BAC was below the legal limit and he passed every test, he was nonetheless arrested. Indeed, why even have investigative tests when an officer is allowed to simply ignore them all? Former Judge Dave Holton says the blood alcohol content is only one piece of the puzzle.
That .08, it's a pretty sacred number, but it's not determinative.
While he blew below the legal limit, the citation says Smith failed a field sobriety test, which includes walking in a straight line.
When my wife heard the news over the weekend, she says, how can that be? And my answer to her was, well, there's circumstances surrounding the arrest and other things that the numbers just don't illustrate.
The questions come as another man was arrested for DUI, also blowing under the legal limit. On June 4th, Kentucky State Police arrested off-duty LMPD officer Kenneth Lawrence in Hardin County. He was pulled over for expired plates, but with an odor of alcohol detected by police. Lawrence later blew a .077 into a breathalyzer and was taken to the Hardin County Detention Center. Hal Holton says police can bring about charges based on what they observe, like how they're driving.
Whether it's sporadic or whether it's weaving in and out of traffic or missing lanes, that kind of thing.
Or what police notice after the driver is pulled over.
The aroma from the smell of the alcohol, or whether it be bloodshot eyes or slurred speech.
Or their inability to follow instructions during field sobriety tests.
By the way, Russ Smith is scheduled to be arraigned in court tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. His attorney is the high-profile Louisville attorney Steve Romines, who, as you remember, also successfully represented pro golfer Scotty Scheffler when he was arrested outside the PGA Championship at Valhalla.
Well, the Louisville Metro Alcoholic Beverage Control has issued an emergency suspension order for a popular Germantown bar. The order issued against 21st and Germantown off Shelby Street cites serious violations concerning underage drinking, overservice, and public safety. The bar must now immediately stop all sale and service of alcohol until further notice. ABC enforcement officers responded to the suspension today.
Our investigators ended up running into a DUI that was pretty overserved, and they arrested him, and then we went back again a couple of days later and encountered the same situation, but this time the bar gave warning to the underage kids in the premises to leave, and I happened to be there. I showed up when we were patrolling Barstown Road.
Mayor Craig Greenberg says he is thankful for Metro ABC's work preventing overservice and drunk driving. If you'd like to report suspicious activity at a bar or restaurant, contact Metro ABC at 502-574-3591 and hit option 4.
Also right here tonight at 5, soon the search begins for a key figure in Louisville's police reform efforts. City officials say they'll soon start interviewing candidates for an independent monitor, and that's a neutral evaluator whose job is to oversee the city and Metro Police Department's progress under Louisville's now former consent decree that is also now being canceled by the Trump administration. You're invited to an upcoming public listening session to share your thoughts and feedback. The first session is going to be June 17th at the Republic Bank Foundation YMCA on Broadway from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The second will be held Saturday, June 28th at the Newburgh Community Center on Exeter Drive there. That's from 10 to 11:30 a.m. That information we've just posted for you on our website, WHAS11.com. We saw something that's been a little rare around here the last few days, the sunshine.
Yes.
The sunshine, and it was so
nice.
And what a great temperature today, Mallory.
Oh, very, very comfortable. We had a cool start, high temperatures this afternoon, comfortable as well, upper 70s, lower 80s. That's hard to beat this time of year with fairly low humidity as well. So we're currently sitting in the lower 80s in the Louisville metro area, and it feels like pretty much the actual air temperature, because take a look at our dew points. Those are back down into the 50s rather than the 60s, or at some point we even had dew points close to 70 degrees over the weekend and late last week with that stalled front around here. Wind speeds, a bit of a breeze out there coming in, gusting up to around 20 miles per hour, but a nice evening in progress. And temperatures are similar all across Kentuckiana, upper 70s and lower 80s for our Kentucky counties, and also up into southern Indiana as well. Satellite and radar, extremely dry, fairly quiet. Of course, no rain to track, just a few of those fair weather cumulus clouds that bubbled up during the heat of the afternoon. But all in all, really all we have to worry about is some wildfire smoky haze. Not nearly as thick as what we saw a couple of weeks ago, but that will continue to stream in from the northwest here before thinning out as we head into Thursday and this upcoming weekend. Your hourly planner, a nice evening to take that dinner out on a patio, take a walk around the neighborhood. Just a reminder that sunset not until 9 p.m. this time of year, and temperatures will be comfortable, dropping from the lower 80s into the 70s and eventually the lower 60s by early tomorrow morning with calm winds. So our sunrise 6:19, sunset this evening 9:06. We'll talk much more about what you can expect for the rest of the work week. That's coming up in our 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Mallory. An alert for you today. The Jefferson County Clerk's Office is sounding the alarm about a new text scam targeting Louisvillians. Officials say the fraud texts impersonate the DMV or Easy Pass, saying people have unpaid tolls or you have a traffic violation fine. The scam texts threaten legal penalties if action isn't taken immediately. Now, if you get a suspicious text, do not click on any links or respond. Instead, contact the organization directly using verified contact information. The Jefferson County Clerk's Office says it will never send text messages to get in touch with you.
We're getting a better idea of the future plans in Louisville libraries after Louisville Free Public Library's annual budget talks with the Metro Council. Libraries in the county area serve more than 20,000 people every month, and it's not just for books.
I think their quality of life is improved because we are providing for them computer access. We are providing Wi-Fi sessions. Anybody that walks into one of our libraries and has a device, but they don't have access to that, and maybe where they live, 104,281 times just last month, in the month of May.
Barbara Sexton Smith speaking there. The Louisville Free Public Library's proposed budget includes $1 million for new materials like ebooks to reduce wait times. It would also give $11 million to the branch maintenance needs like brand new heating and air conditioning units.